Hey everybody, it's me, Mary Arnold, and I was going to do a denture update for you. April the 6th was my E-Day, extraction day, and I required to be put to sleep because this tooth, my real one, grew straight up and over in this area. So they had to cut it out anyway, and I'm scared of needles and terrified of dentist, pretty much. You know, cut my finger off, I'm good, but stick a needle in my mouth, we got problems. So I decided to bite the dust. I had 2 teeth right here that were broke and showing the nerve, and 2 teeth right here, same way. And then this one was like bad cavities, and then the next one beside of it, and you know how it goes on and on. And then one in the back was really bad. So April the 6th, I go in at 2 o'clock and I get the deed done, and 3 o'clock, 3:30, I was out, done, immediate dentures in, happy, all that good stuff, right? By the time I got home, my son had to run and go to work, so he couldn't pick up my medication, my antibiotics, my ibuprofen, nothing. I had to wait till my husband got off work, 6:30 or 7. And it seemed like as soon as I sat down, all the pain poof, magically came. So I was in a lot of pain from the extractions and just the bruising that, the maneuvering that they had done, and especially that spot right there. Really, really bad. But once he came and I took my meds, 30, 40 minutes later, they kicked in. I was fine. But I'm here to tell you, do not let day 1 and day 2 fool you. You're in mild pain, but the ibuprofen and the usually oxycodone, hydrocodone, whatever they give you, and then your antibiotics, they kick in. You're on a regular schedule. You know to take them on time. Even if you're feeling good, try not to let it wear off. Go ahead and take those doses, okay? Trust me. That 3rd day's coming. 3rd day. I woke up middle of the night and my face was a balloon. I mean, horrible. Balloon, bruising, all that stuff. It was horrible, horrible pain, soreness. I noticed that I had sore spots coming up. The roof of my mouth felt raw. Now, mind you, I had galls underneath my dentures. And until, that next day visit, I didn't realize it. So she said she wasn't going to remove it, but just to rinse my mouth out with salt water, after eating and drinking, stuff like that. Don't overly do it, because if you overly do it, you're subject to thrash, which is a white film, dried out, crusty, nasty. They'll get on your tongue, get on the roof of your mouth, back in your throat. Some babies tend to get it a lot, and that's just a whole ordeal by itself. So that's one thing you got to watch out for. The second is dry socket. If you rinse too much, it can move that pocket and blood clot. It can move it and expose your nerve, and you'll have dry socket. So those are things. And my nose is itching me to death because where I am starting to decrease in swelling. I'm not swollen as bad as I was yesterday or day before. Right here is really tickling when I talk, and it feels like a feather in my nose. But day 3, that's when you look at yourself and you go, was it worth it? No. It is now, but day 3, no, it's not worth it. I'm in so much pain. I can't talk, can't eat. The pain medicine doesn't seem to work, but it is, but it doesn't seem like it. And what really happens is your body's going to swell from the bone grinding and the extractions and the bruising and just normal removement. But day 1 and 2, you're feeling good. You're a little sore, but you're manageable. You're worried about what your teeth look like right now. Are they too horsey? And they will be, because immediate dentures or just that. They're immediate. They're just a stick in there, cover up your stitches, and so that you can smile half-ass. So they're going to look, and they're not going to fit. Luckily, mine did. Mine fit and still fits really good. I was lucky. But a lot of people, they have a lot of issues. Sore spots all over. But you talk too much. You're eating too much. You're trying too much, too fast. And that 3rd and 4th day, your body's going to say, okay, I warned you. Let me show you. And you swell up like a freaking balloon. You start noticing the bruising. You can't talk. It's just horrible. So keep your mouth shut. Stretch, but try not to talk as much. You got time for that. The whole process of dentures is time. I use salt water to rinse out my mouth. On day 3 and 4, when some of the swelling goes down a little bit and I really focus on the sore spots and not so much everything else, the Orgel mouthwash, or just ask your dentist for a prescription mouthwash. Not had a problem eating or drinking, but I prepared myself for the palate. And if you do that before you go and get your dentures, it will help you along. And, a hard piece of candy, put it in the roof of your mouth so that your body says, hey, this foreign object is in your mouth. Let's get it out. No, it's here to stay. Where my swelling has went down, I'm starting to, you hear that? I can almost play a tune. Yesterday it wasn't as bad at all. But like again, my swelling has went down tremendous. So I got that little and then you have to get used to your bite. Immediately after I got my meds in the first day, and I started really looking, and I was gushing blood and all that nasty and, doing that thing. So the second day I started noticing my teeth looked like a horse or a bucktooth mule, and it's fine. Don't worry about it. As long as you ain't got sore spots, and you'll know what they are, they'll hurt. Don't worry about the appearance at that moment. The first few days, you really want to focus on suction. Make sure they don't move a whole lot. You want to focus on the sore spots, and you just want to focus on healing. Get your ice packs, lots of ice packs. I got a face ice pack, and 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. Like clockwork. Keep doing that. Make sure, above all, you take that ibuprofen, because that anti-inflammatory is really what's going to help that swelling, and the antibiotic. You don't want to overly rinse, because if you do, again, thrash. Not only that, you can be subject to moving that blood clot and having dry socket. We don't want that at all. So you just gotta make a schedule and stick to it. Your pain meds is going to vary from your activities. All right, so today, if you're relaxed, you're not talking a whole lot, you might be able to space an extra hour or 2 before you need your next meds. But if you're talking a lot and you're moving around a lot, you're probably going to, like, your med's going to wear off in 2 hours. So pace yourself. Keep it slow and steady. Okay? Slow and steady wins the race. So I go down there to the dentist the second time, and that was yesterday. Oh, they was so happy. They was bragging about me, and they said my teeth look good, and I'm still thinking I look like a horse. And I was like, I have a lot of knowledge about the bite in my body, and I see it looks crooked, but it's not crooked. My smile is now crooked. Where I didn't have these teeth, I would cover and not realize I was doing it. And eating habits on that side, because this side was hurting so bad, and I have no teeth on nothing right here, and nothing out there either. I've pulled these two as well when I got these, so that whole side was all swollen up. But over the years with bad teeth, you don't realize you start doing that stuff. So now you got to learn how to talk, bite, smile, eat, drink, all this stuff. And it's really stressful. So if you can prepare yourself way before you even get them extracted, do it. And what I had done, because like I done a lot of online sales, I made my own tooth. And I would just pop it in so I could do my pretty little video as soon as I was done. Because, I mean, you couldn't eat or drink or nothing with it. You just looked like a tooth. And, I popped it out. I didn't care if I went toothless around the house or in public. I didn't care. But online, people are cruel. So I would just put in that fake Amazon replacement tooth thing that costs like $10. And that's what I did just because I didn't want to go to a dentist. Regret it now. So I'm hardcore teaching my teenagers better freaking do what you're supposed to do. Don't sip on Mountain Dew all day long. Take breaks. Drink a Mountain Dew. Rinse your mouth out. Drink water. 3 bottles. Then another Mountain Dew. Rinse it. Not brush, but rinse. Make sure you get all the sugar off. The more you brush, the brittle your enamel would be, especially if you have bad genes. You'll lose your bone loss. Like already, girls or boys, they're already trying to talk to me about my bottom teeth, and I'm like, oh, no, it's not the time, especially after me going through this. No. And to me, there ain't nothing wrong with it. But they are. At the gun line, I am losing bone, and I got cavity. Even though you don't see the cavities like you would on my old teeth. And I promise I will try to figure out how to make a picture show up. But they're not black, they're not, brittle right now. But on the inside, beyond the enamel, that's where it starts. And we don't see it, so we think, oh, that hot coffee stung, it's okay. That cold ice cream hurt like hell, but it's okay. And we just put it off. And that's really what happens. And 3 babies, and not taking care of my teeth when I was a truck driver, and just, on meds now because I'm injured. A lot of stuff goes on. So you just you got to work with what you got after you've already ruined yourself. So they're already trying to talk about partials for the bottom, so that later these will have more of a structure, foundation. But I was like, well, I'm broke, folks, so if I got to replace these, that's going to be down the road. And there ain't no need getting partials just for a year or two. So we'll see how that goes. But far as the top, that 3rd and 4th day is really going to make you meet and experience your faith, because you're going to be in pain. There's no way around it. And like the days that you're not hurting, like right now I'm not, try not to overdo it. Try not to talk as much. Eat as much, even though you're starving, or in your mind you think you're starving, which actually you're eating really good with soup and soft foods, but it's not your normal food, so you're starving in your head. So yeah, I mean, is it worth it now? It's still undetermined. I like it. I like how they look. I like how they're feeling. They don't bother me. I did a wrist yesterday because, I was feeling good and I wasn't hurting as bad and the swelling started going down. And I figured I'd eat some chicken. Woke up, that was last night, rinsed my mouth out, all that good stuff. And woke up horrible. Just pain. Pain in my jaw and in my gums and the palate. Because I guess at some point I was using my palate to crush some of the chicken. And it just kind of, the roof of your mouth is not used to being smothered and pressured as much. It's kind of like eating dry cereal. You know how you get that gum soreness? So eating dry cereal is the way it's constantly going to feel until you're completely healed. On the palate, okay? Just on the palate. Then you got all your stitches, okay? So when those little boogers start drying out, maybe you get, dry mouth. When you start swelling, those stitches start stretching and they start popping and poking in such a tender spot already, especially in the back and right here. It's not good. So you have to go through all that irritation, pain, discomfort on top of everything. But like again, day 5, 4, you start, losing that swelling. Your stitches are starting to be maintained. Don't overdo it. You can make it. You can get through it. But like I said, 3rd, 4th day will definitely make you question do not take your dentures out overnight or a long period of time. Do not do that. Your mouth will swell. Your gums will swell. So you have your dentures this is your gum, these are your dentures. So when they start swelling, your dentures is going to prevent it from really swelling overboard. But if you take your dentures out, and it's used to only fitting this much, and you take it out, and now, you got this much you got to do, because they done swollen, doubled. So once you have that doubled right there, your dentures are not going to fit. They will not fit. So then you have to wait a week, maybe 2 weeks to put them back in. Defeats the purpose of a immediate denture. So check that out and see how it goes. Look into it. Do what your dentist tells you to do. Don't just do what YouTubers tell you to do, because there's some crazies out there. Do not shave your own dentures. You'll lose the shape of it, the suction of it, liable to break, brittle, cause more sore spots because they're not smooth. They're insured. If something happens, they do not have to replace or fix your dentures if you touch them the wrong way. You do not do that. I know a lot of people do, because I just couldn't wait. No, wait. Take them out at that moment if it's past your 3rd day or 4th day and you're not in a big balloon. Wait. Don't be one of those. Don't do that. Because they'll do it for you. Doesn't cost after you get your dentures. That's what they're there for. Many, many times down the road, until you get your perms, that's what they're there, is to adjust, sand, grind, fix. But if you do it and you mess up, and you think you know what you're doing, and you've researched and you watched, it's not the same as actually having experience doing it, and you will cost yourself a lot more money in the end, just for you couldn't wait over the weekend. No, let's not do that. Soft relines, as long as you ain't got stitches in, I don't see a problem with that. But again, talk to your dentist. Make sure that if something happens, that they'll cover it. I wouldn't suggest doing a lot to them yourself. I really wouldn't. But a lot of YouTubers, they'll swear by it and they've done this and that. Just be careful, because what they do might not work out for you. Really think about your decision to get your dentures. A lot of people, like my husband, he was awake. He got both of his top and bottom done, same time, extracted. And he decided to wait for his dentures. He had to heal first. And he had a lot of bone fragments coming out, where he had a lot of bone loss. So he had a lot of bone fragments coming out, for like 6-7 months. It was horrible. He had dry socket. He had to go in and get stuffed, with those little tea bags and re-sewed up. He had a lot of trouble. And some people, they will have that kind of trouble. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for infections. Try to keep your surroundings very clean. If you have pets, try to, I'm sorry, baby, but you can't sleep with me tonight, because you don't want fur, dandruff, stuff like that normally goes in your mouth anyway when you're breathing, because you're exposed. With or without immediate, just kind of keep your hygiene really good. As far as dust, debris, you don't want infection at all. Don't get bored and play with your dentures. In, out, in, out. Don't do that. Also, I'm a grinder and a glitcher. Like, when I bored, stressed, sleeping, I grind and I clench really hard. So I talked to my dentist yesterday about that, and right now especially I've noticed it because of the stitches. And if you grind during the process, it hurts. So she's gonna make me wear a mouth guard when I sleep, so hopefully it won't grind as bad. And don't take your dentures out until it's time to take them out. Some dentists say wait 10 days. Some dentists say wait 24 hours. But remember, you're going to go through this blow-up state. And it's going to hurt. And you have to force yourself to just do it if you can. It's going to be a level 20 on a scale 1 through 10. That's how much pain it's going to be on that 3rd and 4th day. By the end of that 4th day, if you rest your jaws, ice, take your ibuprofen, take your pain meds the right way, drink lots of cold water, don't do citrus, tomatoes, pasta with tomato sauce, anything that's going to irritate it more. You just kind of want clear broth, not salty, because you're going to be, rinsing your mouth out with salt. When you do take your dentures out, you may taste a mouthful of salt. And it comes from your stitches and bacteria and stuff like that that's already in there. And because I noticed, and I asked my dentist, I'm like, I can take them out, and it's like somebody poured salt down my mouth. But I can put them in, nothing. No taste. I can lick it just to see if there's anything on it. nothing. But when I take them out, there's a mouthful of salt. Why? And she said it's probably the stitches. So just kind of, like eating a sour piece of candy real quick. And that's normal. But if it lasts a lot, more than, a few days, I would check and see. And she also said it could be that Orajel mouthwash too, because I'm rinsing with salt water and I'm using that Orajel at night, the mouthwash, and it just may be the taste bud difference. Having upper dentures, you're covering your taste buds on your palate. And when you do that, that is taking your sweet taste buds away, a little bit away. And it is pronouncing salt and bitterness more. And so that your body has got to get used to that if you're not used to it already. I guess I wasn't used to salt. Ugh. But that's about the rundown. And like I said, I got it done April the 6th. And I'm thinking it's like, oh my gosh, what is it? 8th? 7th, 8th. This might be the 9th. So it's about like 4 days. 3rd day, like I said, don't plan nothing for that day. Don't do anything that's going to make you move your head down. I didn't even try that because, that was a big warning on everybody's video. Don't do it, so I didn't even try it. Keep your body elevated. If you got a recliner, prop a bunch of pillows up, whatever. Just, those first 4 or 5 days, you want to sleep like that to help with the blood flow and stuff. And you don't get more pain. Cold shower on my face. If you use heat, it tends to cause the inflammation more. So that's why everybody suggests cold. Don't do a hot, cold, hot, cold. Try not to drink your hot coffee. I know that was a big killer for me. But the more hot stuff that you eat or drink, the more the inflame is going to be. So, like my clam chowder or ravioli, like again, I learned with ravioli with the tomato sauce. It's not good. But clam chowder was fine. And cheesy broccoli, macaroni and cheese. Stuff that ain't bitter, sour, citrus. Those are and don't warm it up so hot. You kind of want it like lukewarm or just right out of the can, but maybe just a little bit of heat to it. Just a little bit. Cold coffee if you like cold coffee. So I cut back on my Mountain Dew. And if you're a drinker, coffee drinker, caffeine drinker, yeah, expect that. You're going to have mood swings. You're going to have your caffeine headaches. You're just going to be miserable just from that alone, too. So you got all the swelling, tender spots. You ain't going to like the way it looks at the first few days or feel. You ain't going to be able to talk that well, eat or drink that well unless you start training now. And then, no caffeine. It's going to kill you, girl. It's going to kill you. But you can make it. You can. All you're going to do is get through that 3rd and 4th day. It gets easier, okay? So, I'll talk to y'all later.